it's time for a little lesson for the internet, for the attitude that it's okay to have fun at other people's expense, and as long as you don't actually take somebody's hangout down yourself directly, that there's nothing wrong with it. It's just harmless fun and everybody needs to relax, right? No, that is not the case. And people need to understand that you can't have fun at somebody else's expense. It's wrong. And that's what's more of a problem on at least the hangout world than actual hackers. It's people who disrupt chats and take advantage of any little mistake, such as screen sharing, that would reveal a Hangout panel link so that other people can come in and crash the party, and they laugh and they think it's fun. This was a little conversation today of a Hangout that I was surprised to see running this morning. And this person thinks that it was all just good fun, and was then, later they would start quibbling over the definition of sniping, and mocking me as a Christian, us as Christians on the channel here where this was, by, using mock King James to say that you're not allowed to give out links. No, you're not allowed to give out links. There is a commandment. It may not be enforceable by YouTube, but it's extremely unethical and very, very rude. I have some more screenshots of this. That one you probably can't read so well. It's let me see if I can blow that up a bit. I was called a Nazi for timing people out, for continually pushing and pushing and pushing against the idea that I should complain about being disrupted on a panel. The person who did it admitted it. He had a couple of sycophants here trying to back him up. And the ones called me a Nazi. And so giving out links just because you can is not fun and is not ethical. It is rude and childish. As I told them, it's like two people playing a game of chess and a toddler walks in and flips the board. Not funny. It may be funny for the toddler, but that only shows that if you laugh about something like that, you're a toddler. Then it's said by one of the sycophants that I was being mean to someone who had been nice to me. Well, I was nice to that person too, that pmars. We were having good conversations, and then he pulls this stunt on me. That he stabbed me in the back. He stabbed us all in the back. All of us who were starting to let him into our lives. He repaid us by taking a stolen link and crashing the panel. He knew not to do that. He knew that the channel owner has a policy that if you want on panel, you have to join the G+ group first and give your email so that we know you're legitimate, and that then if you're invited on panel, you can get on. Even I had to do that. People he knows, the channel owner knows, have to do that. And I respect the channel owner's wishes. pmars had zero respect for any of us by getting on panel without permission and then distracting a conversation to what he wanted to talk about. And we went along because we were being nice to him. I would have kicked anybody else immediately, but I didn't, because this was pmars. Because we had been striking up a friendship, I didn't kick him. I let it slide. And then he sits there and laughs while his friend who stole the link and gave it to him comes in with sock account after sock account and thinks it's funny to disrupt the conversation. And we had to end the hangout early because of that. So it is pmars who stabbed us all in the back and turned on us for being nice to him. It's the behavior of bullies to only, when they're finally punished for what they did, then they complain about being the victim. That's what bullies do. I can get an example from distant history with Calvin, John Calvin, the famous, founder of the system named after him, Calvinism. He murdered a guy named Michael Servetus, who incidentally, was the discoverer of the circulatory system in the body, who happened to have a theological difference with Calvin. And as soon as he came to Geneva, where Calvin was called the Pope of Geneva because he ruled with an iron hand, Calvin had him burned at the stake with green wood so his suffering would be prolonged, and it took him a half hour to die, being burned for a half an hour. That's what Calvin did to Servetus. And then there was backlash. And Calvin played the victim. Calvin whined about persecution. That's what bullies do, and that's what these people who are defending the ones who crashed our hangout are doing. They're being bullies, passive aggressive. They're saying that if they do something, it's all in fun, even though it crashed our party, so to speak, even though it was not a party. We were having a serious discussion. They think that's funny, and then when they get backlash, they call me Nazi, and they call us, that they think that we're turning on our friends. That is not true at all. And then we're accused of falsely accusing. It's twisted and evil. It is. There's no excusing this kind of behavior. Let me enlarge this one as well. This was the end, like I said, near the end of a hangout this morning. And this is basically what happened. Fanny Lancer copied the panel link from a screen share and then gave it to PMars, who got on panel without permission and distracted us while Fanny's sock accounts kept interrupting. That is what happened. You can see the hangout. I forget what the title was, but it was, by now there's a couple other hangouts between this, now and when this happened, but it was yesterday. And these people who disrupt chats and think it's funny, when they get multiple sock accounts, they get timed out or banned, and they keep coming back and complaining about lack of free speech and calling us Nazis. That's how it works. This is how agent provocateurs operate. And they try to defend themselves by saying, oh, we're just having fun and we didn't do any harm. Yes, you did do harm, and no, it's not fun. If you have to have fun at somebody else's expense, there's something wrong with you, not with us. And I know that's a difficult, complex lesson for some people, but there it is.